Soviet pilots called it the Letaguchi tank, which means flying tank in Spanish, as the Mi-24 is a large and heavy attack helicopter capable of carrying troops. Since its first flight in 1969, it has been used by more than 50 countries, with the export versions Mi-25 and Mi-35. Even to this day, many of them are still in service. And it has participated in numerous conflicts, which we are going to see in a new video from the Aeropedia of Aviation World. At the beginning of the 60s, Soviet designer Mikhail Mil designed an aircraft intended for mobility on the battlefield that could carry out ground support missions and infantry transport, with the internal designation B-24. This had a central compartment that could accommodate 8 seated soldiers back to back and wings placed on the top rear of the passenger cabin, capable of housing missiles or rockets. Emil's engineers prepared 2 basic designs, a single engine design of 7 tons and a 2-engine design of 10.5 tons. But after being presented to the Soviet authorities, they stuck with the heavy twin engine, making several changes, such as the installation of a machine gun mounted in a turret at the front of the ship. It had been derived from the design of the Mi-8 with the configuration of the twin engines, and that gave these 2 designs some distinctive similar air intakes. The original versions have a 3-seater angular cabin. The 500 model and later have a very characteristic tandem cabin with a double bubble cabin. Two prototypes and a test batch of 10 pre-series helicopters were built. Several design changes were made until the production version of the Mi-24, which entered service in 1972. It is a twin-engine attack and troop transport helicopter. It has a maximum takeoff weight of 12 tons and a range of 450 kilometers with the internal fuel tanks. Its maximum speed is 335 kilometers per hour and it has 6 attachment points to carry up to 1,500 kilograms of armament. The fuselage of the Mi-24 is armored and can withstand impacts from 17.7 mm rounds from all angles. Are the titanium rotor blades resistant to the same projectiles? The cockpit is protected by bulletproof windshields and a sort of bathtub with titanium armor, and it can withstand cannon projectile impacts of up to 37 mm. The cockpit is pressurized to protect against chemical, biological, or other warfare. And they are the only helicopters in the world with a pressurized cabin that have been mass-produced, but the rear compartment is not pressurized. Great attention was paid to making the Mi-24 a fast helicopter. Its fuselage is aerodynamically shaped and is equipped with a retractable tricycle landing gear. To reduce aerodynamic drag, the stub wings provide considerable lift at high speeds. As a helicopter that combines attack and troop transport functions, the Mi-24 never had a direct counterpart in NATO. This dual role was widely used by the Soviet Army during the Afghanistan War between 1980 and 1989. But combat experience quickly showed the disadvantages of having a Mi-24 transporting troops, as the crews found the soldiers to be a concern and a distraction while they were firing, providing ground air support. So, it was preferred to fly with a light load, especially from operations from great heights. The armor of the Mi-24 troop compartment was often removed to reduce weight. In the end, the troops would be transported in Mi-8 helicopters, while the Mi-24 would provide air support. According to Russian sources, 74 helicopters were lost, including 27 shot down by Stinger ground-to-air missiles. They have been used in many other conflicts, especially in African countries, but also the Iraqi army used it during the war against Iran. The 1025 was used by the Nicaraguan army during the civil war in the 80s. The Peruvian Mi-25D were used during the Cenepa War against Ecuador, and since we are naming Latin American countries, they also have it in their forces. Brazil, which bought 12 of these Mi-35 million miles devices. These 1000 versions are equipped with Western sensors and avionics. The Venezuelan army also used Mi-35, where it has been baptized as Caribbean. The Cuban Air Force used them in combat in the Ogaden War, supporting the forces of Ethiopia. And, as we mentioned before, Peru, which had 12 Mi-25 500. In October 2007, the Russian Air Force announced that it would replace the Mi-24 fleet with Mi-28N and Kamov K-52 by 2015. 2 helicopters. We have videos on the channel if you want to watch them later. However, after the successful operation in Syria, they started to keep the Mi-24 in service and update it with new electronic devices, modern systems and night vision goggles. I hope you enjoyed it. This is Marcos and you're watching Aeropedia on the World of Aviation channel. Thank you.